Okay, did pretty well with this. Of course, when we get that square root, okay, we do the same thing we did before. We plug 1, -1, and 6 in for A, B, and C. And we get x equals -1 plus or minus the square root of -23. All that divided by 2, and everybody got that. Now, didn't necessarily know what to do with that square root of -23, but what you do with it is you say it's not a real number. So there's no real solution to the equation, which is going to mean there's no place where the graph touches the x-axis. Because if there was, it would be the solution to this equation, but there's no real number that is a solution. And the x-axis is all real numbers, so you're lost if you try to locate zeros on the x-axis. And that's the difference between this one and what we did before. Okay? Now, so there are no zeros, but there still is, the graph doesn't cross an x-axis, but still there's an axis of symmetry. You find it the same way you did before, except you can't, because before one way we did it was we averaged the two zeros, but you don't have two zeros to average. Okay? But we also noted that the axis of symmetry is right there. Okay? And, you know, I wrote this carelessly. It's not -1, it's negative of -1. Okay? B is -1. I think everybody else did that right. I wrote that down carelessly. So don't believe anything I write until you've checked it out yourself. But there it is. So the axis of symmetry is at -b over 2a, and I did write down the correct number here. Notice I've done that. Okay? Because this is always -b, and this is always 2a, right? That's where things are in the formula. That's your axis of symmetry. So we have at, let's say, x equals 1/2. Okay? We got this axis of symmetry. Okay? Now we find the vertex, because the next thing we do is we plug the x-coordinate of the axis of symmetry into the function. So then we get 5.75. Okay? So we can mark off the axis here. Let's go ahead and put 8 here. So 4 will be here. I use 8 because it's easy to subdivide intervals. So 5 is here. 5.75 would be about here. So here's your vertex. (1/2) 5.75. Now there's one more thing to do. Can you tell me what we still need to do? Sorry? Your y-intercept, right? Okay. So the y-intercept well, that's at 6. So we have a point here. Now before, the vertex and the y-intercept were pretty far apart. So it was pretty clear how to draw the parabola, and we got a pretty accurate picture of the parabola. These are so close together that if you don't have these points located exactly right and know exactly how to draw a parabola, you're not going to get anything that's very reliable, but you still see kind of where it is. Okay, it's got to flatten out here, got to go through here, so it's probably going to look something like this. But the actual parabola that you get isn't going to be, you can't expect it to be a really good approximation of the function. If you want a better approximation, you could figure out another point that's, you know, further from the vertex. Plug in x equals 3. You get 9 minus 3 plus 6, 12. So if 3 is here and 12 is up here, that means I didn't do too badly. But you get the idea, right? Okay, that's a process I want you to be able to go through. Okay? Because the problems I'm going to assign you for this course are on, we don't need to, why not? If you look to page 946. You'll see that down toward the bottom of the page, you say, in the following exercise, graph the function by using its properties. Okay? And by that, what I mean for now is do exactly what we did here. Okay? I'm going to give you 4 of them. I want you to write it out completely for all 4. Okay? That could be extraordinarily beneficial in your pre-calculus class. We're not there yet in my class, but we're almost there. I believe your class, you're working on linear functions now. So it'll be a little while before you get to it. I'm not even doing linear functions. Some people are supposed to know, we'll review it quickly. I want to concentrate on the actual content in the course description, which doesn't mention linear functions. We'll do quadratics, and then we'll come back and do linear functions because it's so easy after we've done quadratics. Okay, anyhow, nevertheless, it's going to be very beneficial to you. And so we want to do problems on page 946. We want to do numbers 254. 262. I'm trying to find one that misbehaves. 267. I'm sorry I didn't look at this in advance because I wasn't sure what we're actually going to do today. I should have done that anyway. And 270. Okay. Find zeros if they exist. Axis of symmetry, draw the picture, find the vertex, and find the y-intercept. And then sketch your best attempt at a parabolic graph. Okay?